What's up, guys? Welcome to another Landscaping to the Point podcast. We are live. It's a different day, so welcome everybody. Welcome Josh and JC that are right underneath me. What's up, guys?
What's up?
I am Scott, your host, and we are here and live. So what's going on, guys? It's a new week. It's a new year, actually. It's a new year, and Josh is pissed off at us because we talked about organic ketchup the other day. So,
I caught. It's funny. I was doing office work the next day, and I said, let me put on the show and see what they talked about. And I'm like, these fucking dipshits. Like, what the fuck?
It's just ketchup. That's all it is.
I forget exactly what it was, and I'm like, you're not getting into what the organics about, man. Like. Exactly what it is.
I still don't get it. I don't think I'm going to get it.
Look at it this way, right? So the organics, to dumb it down, right, to make it simple, no herbicides, no pesticides. So it's the shelf additives, right? So a lot of apples and stuff, they get sprayed. So let's not even talk about when they're in crop and they're falling off the trees and they're getting picked from the trees. After they're picked from the trees, they get sprayed with a preservative. Right, when they get sprayed with the preservative, it extends the shelf life so they're not rotting out. Like organic would be like no pesticides, no herbicides, no fake flavors. Like I said, like the one area where like the ketchup where they'll get you on the Hanes is they'll say organic tomatoes, organic tomato paste, but then they'll have natural flavors. I don't know if I sent you guys that. Natural flavors is the loophole that can be anything. Anything. And you want to know what's funny? You know what one of the main ingredients they use for natural flavors?
No, what is it?
Beaver anal glands.
Like, where do they
collect? Of course, you find that out.
I'm telling you, bro. Because you start researching when you like when you actually turn. And it's funny. I went to the market yesterday and I meant to take a photo of the organic apple juice versus like just the store-bought stuff. And like the organic stuff was organic apples and water, and the other one was like ascorbic acid, a bunch of shit that I can't pronounce, like a paragraph, and it was like that's the difference is what you're getting.
Right.
My question is, where do they gather all of these beaver anal glands?
I'm sure there's some sort of convention or like some weird kink that some guy
like do they deceive beavers and like convince them to like gather at some location and then they kidnap them or something,
I believe so, yeah. Look at
I don't know. I mean, maybe they have in North Carolina they have an island that's just full of monkeys. So maybe they have a plant somewhere like in Idaho or something that's just a big old dam and there's all these beavers in it.
I don't know.
But all right, so let's go back to your organics, all right? Because I'm going to debate this.
Go ahead.
A little bit, all right? Because I don't really know.
All right, let's do this. Okay.
But why do they make? See why doesn't the company just make it strictly organic?
It costs too much, and you lose product. So, if you bought an organic apple in whatever regular apple, that organic apple is going to rot out twice as fast if it's not consumed. The shelf life's not as long. So, when they ship a truckload of organic apples, you're probably losing like 30, 40% of the stock. Whereas when you add a preservative to it, you're keeping probably 80% of your stock. You know what I mean? Minus what pests will get in there. But I'm telling you, man, it's the preservatives. Think of some of like these foreign countries, man. Like these allergies aren't as big in other countries as they are here, and a lot of the allergies contribute to a lot of the shit that's sprayed on your food, that's added into your food. Preservatives that they had to let a food item shouldn't last fucking 6 months in your fridge. It should be a week tops and it's gone. So that's the difference. I'm going to say that's why a lot of places don't do organic, so they don't offer it, is because first the cost of it, it's a lot cheaper to cut it. It's like cocaine, right? You got a cocaine deal. What cocaine deal is so straight coke? They're cutting it with pre-workout Norosol baby formula.
Right.
You're getting what, maybe 5 to 10%. So it's the same thing when you're making, that's the best analogy for it. It's the same thing when you're making, an organic apple. Do you want to sell it pure, or do you want to cut that down and use 0.5% of an apple, and the rest of it's just a bunch of shit that tastes like apple?
I saw.
So like organic is like when we do a lawn. So you're saying like when I fertilize a lawn with pesticides, it's not organic now.
No.
So if I just went out with like vinegar and poured it on the lawn, then I'm like 5% organic.
You would kill the lawn, but like an organic fertilizer application is organic cornmeal. That's
right.
how you fertilize.
Or I mean, chicken shit. I mean, it's chicken shit. Most of them.
Yeah, no. So essentially, if you're using like compost, that would be organic. Now you're going to obviously charge probably 3 times the rate than you would for your chemical application because it's cheaper and it works faster. Right. And the same thing with like if you used organic cornmeal or like manure, it's going to take a long time to see the results. It's healthier, but it's going to take a lot more time to see the result.
Okay.
It's the difference with like the mosquito spraying, right? So mosquito spraying, you can use like cedar oil is one of the biggest things, right? So cedar oil and water versus all the chemicals they put in like the synthetic, right? So when you spray a synthetic, that's instantaneous. You're killing the bugs, right? You're killing what's there and you're putting preventative down. So that's what's in the synthetic. Same thing with the granular when you put it down. And then on the cedar oil, it's more of like a preventer, right? And you're going to have to put that application down a little bit heavier. Now you're talking a bottle of that organic mix is probably like $300, versus, you could get a synthetic or a full chemical for, $150.
Right.
All right. So here's where I debate Josh. What do you put ketchup on?
Hot dogs, cheeseburgers.
So buying organic ketchup defeats the purpose because you put it on hot dogs and burgers.
But I buy organic meat.
Okay.
I don't buy. So that's one thing I did get into. So I talked. The reason why I use the example of the pesticide and the herbicide, because I had a guy that worked at a market. They used to sit there and tell me, because I was the same way. I was like, dude, this organic shit, it's a fucking gimmick. It's just a way for companies to get more money. He goes, then why wouldn't every company offer it? And then he started telling me that when he started working at the market, he always used to eat the fruit. And the fruit, he wouldn't go after the organic stuff. He'd eat the regular. He always had a sniffle and he would have a tickle. He said he started eating the organic and he wouldn't have the tickle. So he had an allergy to the pesticides that were put on the fucking apples. You're supposed to wash the apples and stuff, but still, that stuff gets embedded into the fruit. You're going to tell me that they don't put like a grub control down, a synthetic grub control to try to keep away from the pests getting in there, worms. I mean, I don't know how they do crops and shit like that, but for me personally, I try to use, my meats are organic. I mean, you're not going to get it all the time, like. The coffee's not organic. You try to get it, but like you're not going to Dunkies and getting organic coffee,
I heard they spray apples with like the carbanoa wax.
Yep, that's like the preservative.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what keeps the shelf life. So rather than like again, if you took that organic apple with no preservative, no wax on it, it's gonna rot out. You're gonna get the bruises on it, and then to extend the shelf life, like why do you think they can have a bag of apples on the shelf for fucking 2 weeks and nothing goes wrong? Because they're sprayed down. It's like organic strawberries versus the regular. I can have regular strawberries in my fridge for 2 weeks. Organic, if I don't eat them in 4 days, they're gone.
Okay. Here's a question for you. Now, isn't like all chicken eggs organic because they're grass fed?
If they're grass fed, they're organic. Yeah, it all depends on what you're giving it. But I'm gonna say, like free range, grass fed organics, yeah. But then you have the ones that are pumped full of hormones and steroids, like those aren't organic. But yeah, but anything that's grass fed, it doesn't eat. Again, other synthetics go. It's the same thing with the cow, right? So that's how Purdue got in trouble. Purdue got in trouble because they had fucking chickens that looked like they were bodybuilders. I don't know if you remember the videos. They were fucking huge, dude. So again, you're consuming all the shit that they're pumping into those animals because they're trying to mass produce because we mass consume, right? It's fucking Americans with fucking fat slobs.
We charge more for weight too. So
exactly, you go through there, yeah. So I mean, if it's all what you're putting into it, it's the same thing. So if it's grass fed, and again, anybody can say they're grass fed, but it's that USDA organic approved stamp that gives you that it's actually certified. That's when the USDA or whatever, if you can believe that shit, goes out and actually inspects the range of the farm.
There's also something else to that too. When it comes to like the cows and the beef, they say grass fed. Not everything that says grass fed is grass fed. It also has to be grass finished, because what they do is they feed it grass fed throughout its life, and then towards the end of its life, they start jacking it up with all these other things in there. So,
Nice,
it's
nice.
a little bit of a loophole. Yeah.
I mean, like it's crazy because like the hormones and shit they pump into the food. Like again, it's the like we're overpopulated, so they mass produce to fill out the mass consumption. So like think of kids, like you got girls getting periods at like 9-10 years old. You got boys developing facial hair. You know, it fucking 3-4 years younger than they normally would. It's because all like the hormones and the steroids that are getting pumped into this food. You know, but the shitty part is, man, it's expensive to eat organic shit.
Right.
You know, you're talking, you know, again, the juice. You're talking like a $7 bottle versus a fucking $3 bottle. You know, I know that doesn't sound like a big thing, but when you're trying to fill up your whole shopping cart and you're almost doubling your grocery bill, that's hard. Like, why do you think? Like, where are most Whole Foods, most Wegmans, and Trader Joe's are in more affluent areas, and then in more poverty-stricken areas, you're gonna have the low budget, like the Price Right, the Price Chopper, like those areas where, you know, you can just afford. But what do you have when you walk into those areas? You got the Fruity Pebbles, you got the Hostess cupcakes, you got all the crap, you got, you know, meat that you don't know where the fuck it came from. When I was 20, I didn't give a fuck where my meat came from. I went to High-Low in Jamaica Plain and was getting shit that probably had like tumors and cancers on it. I just cut the shit out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
So I got a question for you both. Here we go. This is a topic that's been going around, and I want to get to the point to it. Is if you're eating a grass-fed chicken egg or grass-fed beef, can you consider yourself vegan?
Say it again.
If you're eating a grass-fed chicken, so grass-fed eggs, or a grass-fed beef, are you considered yourself as a vegan?
No.
So a vegan is someone that doesn't eat animal or animal byproducts. So no.
Right, but they're saying, some of the vegans are saying that because the chickens are grass-fed, that they're still considering themselves vegans.
You can't eat meat.
But the chicken isn't a plant.
Yeah. So essentially, you can't eat it. Like it's animal byproduct. It's animals and animal byproducts. So like everybody, when you do the vegan thing, can be different. You can have the people that are like the ones that are screaming in your face because you're eating something that has, you know, milk in it and you're trying, or you got the people that can just like, you know, I can have this, it's fine. But if you're eating meat, you're not a fucking vegan or a vegetarian. You're just fucking eating something healthy.
I just thought of something I can't say on the podcast.
You can tell us later, Casey. You can tell us later, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so we got kind of got more information on this organic stuff, and I'm glad that you joined us this week, Josh, because, you know, I mean, I think I got a little bit more about it, but, you know, I still think organic's just the same thing, and they just slap a different label on it.
There's probably I'm telling you right now, there are companies that do that, but the USDA stamp, you know, again, it fucking government shit. You never know. Sorry, we got a private message on the chat for the podcast.
Yeah,
and, I will tell you. So I used to think the same way where the organics was a bunch of shit, and it's really not. Because like if you think about it, right? If you run like organic lawn care, there's a difference. There's a science behind it, you know. And again, there's facts behind science, and facts don't lie, you know.
Right. All right. So that was a very interesting, and a good comment, JC. So anyways, we are now okay. JC asked you eat ketchup on anything, right? So would you eat the ketchup that they sell, like a pickled ketchup?
The flavored pickled ketchup?
Yeah. Would you eat the pickled ketchup?
No, I mean, I don't know. We start adding to the ketchup. I like ketchup. I don't want to add anything else in it. You know, if I eat like a hot dog with relish on it, like I don't need the flavor in it. So call me plain, but I'll just take my regular non-organic ketchup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh.
No, if I wanted to add something, maybe like a sriracha or a fucking Frank's or something to the ketchup, but pretty straightforward, plain Jane.
But they have that out now. They have a hot ketchup that you can put in there. So why
Yeah,
not
but
try that?
I like plain ketchup. I very rarely will put hot sauce, but every once in a while it's just a dab. I don't.
Okay.
I want plain ketchup.
You just want plain ketchup. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So I think we got down to the point of that. So the topic this week is new phase. So as we're going into the new year and a new phase of this year, okay, do you have any good things that you want to implement in your business or in your life, Josh? He's lost. He's still
JC's
thinking about that
JC's
comment.
got me flustered in the comments.
Yeah.
Do I say it? Ask the question again? I'm sorry.
Since it's a new phase and a new year, is there anything new, like new phase of your business that you want to implement in your business or something that you want to implement in your life this year?
Yeah, I'm kind of organizing,
Okay.
organizing better. Is that JC closing his eyes?
Yeah, he's got to figure it. He's got to figure it out.
No, I'm trying to organize personally and professional. Just trying to get a little bit more organized, and be more intentional. I again, I think last year was a shitty year for a lot of people. And I think this year is going to continue to be a shitty year. I don't think much is going to change. So I'm just going to kind of roll with it and slow it down. But yeah, I think it's being more intentional, more mindful, and organized for this year. That's kind of my goal.
So all around business and life, right?
Ah, man, I can't stop laughing.
Yeah. So sometimes we have some great laughs and some great talks too outside of the chats. So so organizing. So what things are you organizing? You organizing like your shop, your trucks, paperwork,
Everything, man, everything. I'm kind of taking apart and picking apart the systems I had that weren't working, and just trying to streamline everything, make it a little bit easier for everybody. Delegating a little bit more, focusing on my tasks at hand rather than trying to have my hand in 5 different pots and getting a little mixed up and scatterbrained. So I think slowing down a little bit, focusing on that. My goal this year is to try to pull myself out of the field at least 3 days a week, to focus more. So, my main foreman is going to kind of step up of more of a operational manager role. And, hopefully that suits out and that works out. And it's the same thing with the snow this year where I've kind of taken a step back on some of my areas and I have guys running it. Granted, we haven't had, we've had a few events, but nothing major that I can gauge it against to see how they're doing. But
right.
Yeah, it's just it's really slowing everything down and adjusting and organizing everything as much as possible. As far as the shop, getting things in order, have better systems in place for the equipment, what guys do with the equipment. When guys are hired, it is your role on certain equipment to maintain it and grease it and all that stuff. So making sure guys understand that. So it's not just falling on 1 or 2 guys to, maintain everything as far as equipment and, PM on all the trucks and equipment.
Okay. So are you going to do, like when you're organizing it and having these new guys do a lot of this stuff, are you having them do it through a computer system, like through their phones, or are you doing it paper-wise?
Paper-wise for right now. I'm still I'll be honest with you. I haven't found a system that I'm in love with. I've used Jobber and it was great for what it was. Not really where I'm going. I am playing around with Element a little bit. Again, I don't know if I'm going to go that direction. There's a few other things, but for right now, it's kind of just paper and email with everybody. But again, it's kind of a systems process of management where it's I'm going to discuss what I need done with my foreman. My foreman will talk to his crews. and so on, and just make sure that things are getting done that way. So I'm not having to relay the same fucking message, 10, 15 times.
Right. And I think it's easier to go paper at first, and then, like you said, I think there's a lot of systems out there, but tracking tasks and things that have to be done on that, I think that's still one of those things that is not there, especially for Java and some of the other, programs out there yet. So
yeah. And I'm not that big of an outfit where I need to have everything digitized. It's nothing that can't just get away with an email or having things on paper and sending them out. Like that's fine. I don't need to have a digital system, but as we grow, I'd like to have those systems in place so that the bigger we get, everything kind of just falls into that mold.
Right. So is this something that will be done like on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis with the guys? Weekly. Okay. And you'll just adjust from there if it needs to be done more, or
yeah, more or less. Yeah, I think it'll probably be more at some point.
Okay.
My goal in the next 2 years is to try to hire a part-time mechanic and then eventually turn them into full. With the snow, that would be my perfect scenario for like the PM stuff at the shop. There's always something to do with the shop, whether it's organizing all the equipment or going through and doing PM for the winter stuff or welding or painting. There's always something there to do, and that always seems the stuff that gets backburned. And then when it comes time to pull that shit out, you're not ready and you have to spend a week doing that. So my goal in the next 2 years is to try to at least get a guy in there that's solely just a mechanic. And, maybe that would be on a full-time basis. But right now, with my 5-year plan, inside of that would be a part-time guy.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a good push for your business and a good push for anybody's business. I mean, having certain tasks for employees to do on a weekly basis can, reduce the stress on us as owners and help out in the long run too. Yeah. I mean, it's a good phase. So you're figuring that might take all year, or you figuring that might take only like a couple months and then you'll look into other things, or?
Probably a couple months.
Okay.
Going through things, we're kind of implementing. I'm going to implement some of the stuff during the snow. There's still PM and stuff to do during the snow time. Like machines have to be greased. Filters have to be changed. Oils need to be changed. Cutting edges need to be checked. Additives need to be added to fuel. Stock inventory. So all that stuff can fall into place.
Okay. What additives do you put in your fuel? Besides diesel?
I use a 911, not the 911 white bottle is what I put into, and then we keep the red on here. But I just stick with that. Nothing special, nothing else.
Do you put anything in like the small engines?
Just like a stabilizer. That's it.
Okay. Any special stabilizer or anything?
Was it stable?
Stable. Okay.
Yeah, they have a lot of different types under that brand, the Stable brand, for like fuel stabilizers. I use one that's I think it's like E-Star or something like that. It's like a blue liquid.
Oh.
Here's the brand.
Yeah. And if you need parts, you know where to get parts. Thanks to our sponsor, ProParts Direct, I guess. ProParts Direct, yeah, .net. So definitely thanks for our sponsor for that. So I think. Do you think that's a good thing to add to your equipment on a regular basis? I know some people say that they don't use it. Some people are on the fence about it, and some people use it. So do you feel like adding additives helps your engines out longer?
No. So I use, when I say additive, I use kind of like an anti-gel on my diesels. I have a lot of diesel.
Right.
I don't use it on the newer stuff. I don't. I use it on the older stuff just because that older stuff just tends to gel up a little bit more. Kind of gives me a head start, but I won't use it on the newer stuff. The shit's a mess. Like, I mean, you get it on your hands, you can feel the gooiness. That adds like some residual content to your fuel lines and everything. So I'm not a big fan of it, but we put it in the older stuff, like the older trucks, and it seems to help. Not a fan of it. We try to keep the gas tanks full all the time, so it's not like we're adding every single time we fill up. Tanks get down to a half a tank. We try to keep them full just so we don't have condensation building up inside the tanks, and then we're dealing with water and the fuel, and then we're gelling up. What's going to happen. It's going to be mid-storm. You end up fucking gelling up and stuck on the side of the road. So
Right. Totally agree with that. I think that's the best way. I think since I've been in business, I think that's one of the things we always try to do, especially when it comes to snow removal, is to make sure your truck's fully full at all times, and don't shut the truck off once you're out there working, because I've seen it to where you shut the truck off and their starter went out on it, or it doesn't want to turn over, and then you're stuck out there in the middle of a job not being able to start it back up. So I think
that's the shitty part with the diesels, man. It's like diesels aren't supposed to idle in the winter, because they never really get to normal operating temperature, and that's a big reason why they gel up. Like even right now, I'm having def issues with my truck. Where I'm 60 miles about to go into limp mode. I need to take the def injector out and try to see if I can clean it. And it's a fucking pain in the ass, but a lot of that is because that exhaust isn't getting hot enough. It's 20 degrees up here today, or 20 to 25 degrees, and I can't get my engine over 180. So it's constantly going to be running on that cooler side, which means that fuel's running a little thicker. There's an opportunity for the condensation inside that take to build up. Obviously, there's an issue with the depth just in the past week where it's been under 30. So I'm done with diesel trucks after this. I'll tell you that. I'll probably keep one just to haul stuff. The truck I'm in just to haul stuff. But other than that, the dumps and stuff, I'm gonna go gas on the next round.
Do you feel that gas is easier than the diesels with upkeep and all that?
When it comes to winter, yeah. I don't know there's people that swear by diesels, but I'm just sick of the bullshit. I've had a lot of diesels, and it's always fucking something. It's either too cold, or you can't run them, or they gel up, or you got to shut them off because they're not supposed to idle too long. If they idle too long, they get built up, and then blah blah blah. Just want to turn the fucking key on and go. I want to be able to keep. What's the shittiest part about having a gas plow truck in the winter is that by the time you're done plowing at the end of the night, you're probably getting 4 miles a gallon.
Right.
Because of all the idle and slow time you're
going. Right. Yeah. I think it's one of those things. I think diesel has its pluses on certain things, like hauling stuff and all that, but when it comes to plowing and stuff, they're not that good. Really.
I love my diesel for hauling, any of my equipment, but fucking winter work, forget it, man. It's a pain in the ass.
Right. JC, do you have any new phases you're going to go through this year?
Sucking dick.
Oh man, that was funny. Man, I don't know. Sometimes just life kind of takes you to a certain direction, and you kind of deal with the day as it comes. But I think every day is a new phase. I think we last podcast we were talking about like New Year's resolutions and new year, new me type situation. I've never looked at things that way. I never looked at life in that situation. But phases, I mean, we all go through them, and I think we all learn. But as far as a business sense, it's good to kind of have that mindset and evaluate each year that you've done business and try to figure out what has worked for you, what hasn't worked for you. Put in the initiative for some new goals and any projects that you're looking to do. Like Josh is saying, hire foreseeable future, trying to hire somebody on a part-time basis to be a mechanic. That's always something that you could kind of consider a new phase and try to work towards. So it's a healthy way of thinking. It's a healthy way to look at it from a business standpoint and try to grow as a business. So personally, no, I don't know. I mean, I know I kind of veered off track a little bit, but for me, I don't really have any new phases coming up. Okay. Other than sticking to regular ketchup as opposed to organic ketchup.
Yeah. I don't get me in that organic ketchup when I come up next in this summer. Okay, we're
gonna take a visit to Whole Food markets, and then
I've never. So this place that Josh is talking about, it's like a town over from where we are. For me, a couple towns over, but it's been up there for maybe like a little less than 10 years. I've never been. I never stepped into one.
Yeah. I like Trader Joe's to get it for me myself. I mean, Trader Joe's is a little bit better than I think Whole Foods, and so.
You know what I want? We don't have a Costco around here.
No.
Oh, then I can't come up there, dude.
You have
we have Costco. We have them, just not in this part of the state.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to visit the other part. Sorry.
Yeah, we have.
Well, you
like,
will. You're coming up to get your salters from you, so you'll be able to get one. You'll be able to go to a Costco.
Yeah, we have. BJ's
I gotta go to a
and-
Costco so I can get my pizza. Okay, that's
No,
it's the
I
best
thought
organic pizza ever.
I thought
Hot dogs,
Costco
isn't
was
it?
all about the hot dog. It's like
Yeah.
$1.50 for a
You
soda.
can have. I love the pizza. You get the huge slice of pizza for $2. Oh man, you can't beat that. You get like it's like a 24-inch pizza for $10. Come on, it's worth it.
organic?
What's the better deal?
Yeah, it's organic, totally organic.
What's the better deal, the hot dog and the soda, or does the pizza come with a soda too?
Well, if you like hot dogs, I mean, it's a foot long hot dog with a soda for $1.50, but one slice of pizza is $2. And really, if you split it, you could share it with your girlfriend or wife or whatever.
You want to share a hot dog with your girlfriend and your wife?
No, the pizza.
Hey,
You never share the hot dog with
hey,
anyone.
you can take the hot dog, put half organic ketchup and then half regular ketchup.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Then you close your eyes.
Yeah.
Both ways of ketchup. We call that a bisexual hot dog.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I come up there, we'll go to Costco and I'll get you an organic pizza. Okay.
You're not eating a fucking Costco pizza when you come up here, dude. No fucking way. We're gonna get some real pizza, dude.
Josh, where's the closest Costco to us?
Probably Danvers or Waltham. It's not close to where we live. You gotta hike. You gotta troop it. So from here, it would be Waltham.
Waltham?
Waltham.
That's about like an hour.
Waltham?
Waltham.
Waltham.
Am I going to Germany or something? Like I've never heard of some of these towns. Waltham?
Waltham.
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 See. Okay. Brightstone on Instagram says he loves Costco. See, so you got to go there and you got to get the organic pizza for $1.99.
Ask him what's better, the $1.50 hot dog and soda, or the $2 just a slice $2 pizza.
He's listening. What do you think, Brightstone? I'd like to know that. He's kind of mad because he's getting cold now down there in Florida. And I think everybody in the United States getting pretty cold this week. So I think it's very epic. So, so while we're waiting on Brightstone to answer on that one, okay. So what makes your area different food wise, Josh? I want to know this. Because if I'm coming up there and I can't have my Costco pizza because you're going to get me what kind of pizza? Because last time you took me to Chicago to get a piece of pizza, it sucked.
That was fucking horrible, dude.
That was the worst pizza. That shouldn't even be called pizza.
Dude, you figure for like a corner pizza place, like that's the thing. You come down here in certain areas, you can go to a corner pizza place and it's gonna be fucking good. I was very shocked to go like a. Is
it organic?
You can get organic, and I mean I don't shop for organic pizza.
They sell gluten-free pizza crust.
That's that. Then we're good. Yeah, if you got gluten-free pizza crust, as long as it's not broccoli.
I got a few places I can take you between Boston and the North Shore. I can take you to a few places.
Definitely Boston's the place to go for Italian. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Brightstone says it depends on what he wants, but he likes both of them.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, Josh, we could take Scott to the hot dog places.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, that's right.
Bring my organic ketchup.
So many hot dogs you can fit in
barbecue hot dogs.
Barbecue hot dogs. That's all I got. I gotta have barbecue sauce though on my hot dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be different because I live out here.
No, we have a place that serves barbecue hot dogs.
Barbecue hot dogs, good. Yeah, I think that's good. What is your city known for, food-wise? I know it's known for the tea that some idiot dumped a whole bunch of tea in the water, and he was like, "What the heck? It's called a tea party," But what's Boston really known for, food-wise?
Oh man,
Boston. I mean, everybody talks about like seafood, lobster, clam chowder. I'm not a seafood guy, so I can't vouch for that. But I know a lot of people will like, the fish and all that shit. But
clam chowder.
Clam chowder.
The chowder.
I'd say the
Yeah,
clam
I don't like
chowder
her that
and,
much either. So I mean, I like lobster and crab and all that and some fish, but I'm not a chowder guy, so we're good on that one. Okay.
yeah, we don't really have a staple food as like a specific food. If you're gonna get,
Donuts?
yeah, I guess, right? We started Dunkin' Donuts,
Okay. So you're more like the cream pies and all that?
Boston cream. No.
Don't do that.
Oh. So okay, so Dunkin' Donuts. So I'm gonna come up there. We're gonna get Dunkin' Donuts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you eat
so that,
seafood?
Yeah, I eat seafood. Yeah.
So then you get it up here. I'll take you somewhere on the coast up here. Like you go like Gloucester, Rockport, and it's fresh seafood. So I want to say if there's like a staple food, it would definitely be summertime seafood because we're right on the coast.
The lobster roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
A lobster roll?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
scallops.
I've never had a lobster roll. How do they roll it down the hill? Okay,
some places do. They get crafty with their lobster rolls.
Okay.
If we have time, we'll take them up to Rockport or even like Newburyport or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna bring my staple from my town. It's called Tony Paco's. The Paco sauce and hot dogs.
Aren't you guys known for corn?
Doesn't say corn on the cob or something.
No, we're not. We don't have corn on the cob because we're in the cornfields. It's not our thing. Okay.
Is your corn organic?
We're close to the glass city. Okay, it's all glass. Everything's glass, so it's hard to walk anywhere without breaking any glass. So.
Yeah, I guess. Actually, Josh, you mentioned it in one of the earlier podcasts. Worcester is known for the table talk pies.
Yeah, table talk pies. Yeah,
the small pies, not the cream pies.
Not the pies. See you guys in the pies and the donuts. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And then I got to go up the coast to New England to have chowder or whatever the heck that is.
Well,
Yeah,
I always thought about that. I'm like, when you like, if you like seafood and you live in the Midwest, like you're getting shit that's trucked out there in a refrigerator truck. At least out here, you're getting fresh coastal shit.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like going to Florida and being right on the coast and eating the stuff off the coast. Yeah.
Yeah, but the lobsters up here and the lobsters in Florida ain't the same.
No. I hope they're bigger. I'll tell you that much.
Actually, Southern and Caribbean lobsters don't have the claws.
Okay.
They're a different breed of lobsters up in Maine. The reason why it's so famous for lobster because the main lobsters in that coastal area in that region, they have the claws. Look it up. It's a big difference of species when you go down south.
I wonder why that is. Because of the coldness, or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we can line it up. We'll take you to the North End for some pizza, right?
Okay.
You start at Regina's, the original Regina's.
Okay.
We'll take you up to the coast for some seafood one day. It depends on how many days you're here. And there are some good barbecue places out here too. They're in different sections of the state, but kind of keep it remote. And then the hot dog place is out here in Central Mass. So.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So we got some good ideas here. Okay.
Where would you take us out in Cornville?
Okay, what's the pouch?
If you came out here, I'd take you to the mail pouch. Okay. It's not really what you think it is. It's a barbecue place. Okay.
It's one of those places that has legs and eggs outside the fucking window.
No, we don't have that. That's only on kegs and eggs and legs and eggs are only on that Irish holiday. Sorry, I can't think right now. St. Patrick's Day. Okay, that's the only thing that's that day. This place is like a restaurant. It's good for barbecue. It used to be a seafood place. They cut it down. Now they got the big old horse on top of it. It's like a 20-foot horse on top of the building. But it's real good, like barbecue food. And then pretty much like Tony Paco's, which is like a sausage hot dog with like a spicy hot dog sauce. If you like hot dog sauce, or I can take you to Rudy's, which Rudy's is known also in our town as like hot dogs, but they literally that's all they sell is hot dogs at the place, and they've been around for over I think 100 some years. So you can go that, and then other than that, dude, it's just regular places. I mean, other than we have a lot of different little places that which you probably guys have, like Culver's and Sonic and Chick-fil-A and all that crap too. So
Yeah, dime a dozen.
yeah. There's little places you can go and have some good food.
I don't know if it's a staple, but I know sections of Massachusetts roast beefs are a big thing, like a three-way beef. Cheese, sauce, and beef. That's one of my favorites. Is a roast beef three-way.
Roast beef three-way. That's interesting. I'll tell you that much. I've never heard of that one.
Josh, on Park Ave, go to New England roast beef if you have.
That's my spot right now.
Yeah.
I've been there 3 times already. Yeah. That's my spot. I get the super beef.
The super beef three-way.
Yeah, it's like something like a pound of roast beef.
Interesting.
But yeah, and then we got like Kelly's roast beef out here, which was originally Revere, but they're kind of popping up everywhere. But there's like a lot of like the small mom and pop shops that are huge for it too.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have any of those out here. Yeah, that's interesting. Some guy says Michael Alba says let's go to Canada. So he wants to take us to Canada. That would be fine. I mean, I'll come up to Canada. I mean, I know a couple people up in Calgary and a couple other places. So I don't know what you have, Michael, in Canada that would, be good about that, but I don't know.
Hey, Scott, you know where we could take you to? New England in Massachusetts is known for Friendly's ice cream. And I don't think
we used to have that here.
Did you have that? Yeah.
We used to have it, and then Dairy Queen kicked them out of the area. So.
Oh, no way. Yeah. So that started in Massachusetts too.
Yeah. Very good.
They've died down because they lost a lot of money corporate wise and stuff.
Yeah, we have the Dum Dum Factory. Have you ever heard of Dum Dum Sockers and what is that? Sweethearts?
Yeah,
the lollipops and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally about an hour away from my house.
So wait a minute, wait. You call them suckers?
Yeah, Dum Dum Suckers.
Yeah, not lollipop.
So is that like a Midwest thing? They call that candy like suckers.
Suckers. Yeah, we call them suckers, not Dum Dum
Lollipops.
lollipops. Called suckers up here, man. Yeah. Just like it's called pop up here. Okay.
Soda.
It's not soda.
I want to elaborate on Michael's super beef three-way question mark. It's a super beef because it's a pound of roast beef, but a three-way. They originally they call them North Shore three-ways because the North Shore, which is north of Boston on the shoreline, was famous for roast beef sandwiches. Three-way is like it's a barbecue sauce, American cheese, and mayo on a bulky roll or an onion roll, and then half a pound to a pound. I think a half a pound is a regular and a pound is a super.
Okay. So do you put anything else besides you said just mayo on it?
That's what barbecue sauce. It's specific barbecue sauce. I can't Jimmy something.
Jimmy John.
So it's I don't know. Barbecue sauce, mayo, American cheese, and then the roast beef. I mean, you go to a sandwich shop and you ask for a roast beef. They're gonna give you pickles, mayo, salt, pepper, lettuce, hots, all that stuff. But a three-way of those 3 specific items.
Okay, interesting. What did I ask you last week, JC? We could ask Josh. There was something I asked you, and I think there was something we were gonna ask Josh.
What was it about? Food?
It was a food. Was it a food or something? Oh, I can't think of it now. I don't know. I'll come up with it later. Yeah. I can just think it now. I don't know. What kind of activities are available to do in Boston besides the Red Sox?
I mean, it's kind of like any other town, I guess. But if you're into hiking, there's a lot of cool places to go around here. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's your average city. There's not. I don't know. I've lived here all my life, and I don't know how to answer that question.
So, Salem, Mass. You can do the tour for the Salem witch trials and all that crap. You actually have what we were talking, Gloucester, Rockport, which are like the colonial revolutionary era beach towns that kind of go into like Upper Merrimack Valley. Then in Boston, you can do like the historic
Capitol Walk there.
it was a history trail or something. I forget what they call
it.
Boston Commons has Frog Pond. If you come, during the colder months, you can skate on Boston Commons, which is kind of like the mini Central Park of Boston.
Okay.
There's a harbor line.
Quincy
You can do the whole historical thing out there. There's a basketball Hall of Fame, which is kind of a waste of time unless you're out there doing something. Obviously Fenway Park is right in Boston. You're not going to see the Patriots. It's like an hour from Boston. The Celtics, Bruins are in the dead heart of Boston, so you can see them. You can do the Charles River Walk. You can go to Copley Square, the Boston Gardens. So it's not like crazy. Like you definitely not going to get everything in one shot because Boston's relatively small compared to New York. Huh?
It's a good walking city.
Yeah, exactly. You can get a lot done, but you're not going to hit everything. You might want to come one time and do like the historical thing, know. But again, like if you're trying to hit like revolutionary towns, like up, Route 2 and like Upper Merrimack Valley down in Boston, that's going to take you a day or two to do. Salem is its own little tour. Like you can go up there, you can do the Salem witch trial tours. You go up there on Halloween, it's a fucking madhouse. Thousands of people a day up there.
Okay, here's one question I got to ask you. Okay, it's would I get arrested if I ran into Boston College and put a Notre Dame flag in the middle of Boston College?
I think you get your ass beat.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to worry about. I think the cops would kick your ass.
Yeah, I don't think you get arrested. I think you'd leave there bloodied up.
Damn it! So I just get my ass beat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But I don't know. Hey, wait a minute. I don't know about, man, because he's putting Notre Dame. There's a lot of Irish in Boston, so
don't matter. If you're going up, so if you're walking around Boston itself, you're good. You go up to the BC campus, those kids are gonna fucking jump on you.
Okay. So don't wear any Boston no Irish stuff when I come to you?
Oh, you can wear plenty of Irish, just don't go to a BC game.
Okay.
You wear an Irish thing, you're gonna have all the fucking Irish guys high-fiving you and shit out here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to know that. I mean, it's very interesting. I would like to know because certain people got arrested for putting a Michigan one on Ohio State's campus.
This isn't a college ball town whatsoever. We suck at sports.
There was a time, I don't think it's so much now, but there was a time that if you were a Yankee fan and went to Fenway Park,
oh yeah,
you would not survive.
Not anymore. But yeah, like pre fucking 2008. Yeah, you would like. I've seen guys get their heads bounced off of wearing a Yankees jersey.
Wow.
But the thing is, though, a lot of people here, because there's so many Irish, they wear. I got buddies that have the Fighting Irish tattoo. Okay. So like they don't wear college sports isn't a thing. Like you might have like BC and BU hockey jerseys would be a big thing, but because of being popular here. But nah, dude, BC's such in sports. They always have, except for hockey.
Okay. So I just wondered that. I mean, it's just a little wonder in there, So I mean, I got to leave my mark everywhere I go in different cities. So I mean, that's
I mean, at that point, you might as well just be a Celtics fan and buy a Celtics cap because you got a leprechaun on the logo anyways. So
right. Yeah, I could be. You never know. Nobody would know. Probably, especially out there, they probably wouldn't even know. All right. So, is there anything new you guys want to talk about this week before we head out there in about 10 minutes?
I just kind of want to know what everybody else is doing as far as like for New Year's and what businesses and what they have coming up and what people are doing for snow removal. People that do not usually expect snow, like we were just talking about earlier today, that are dealing with snow for the first time. What is your company doing to kind of overcome those obstacles? And I want to see more viewers on the podcast, more viewers on the YouTube channel. So if you've been watching us and you're not subscribed, make sure you do all that stuff.
Yes, definitely. So definitely subscribe. If you're subscribed to where we're at, if we're here on YouTube or if you're watching us on Instagram or wherever you're watching us or listening to us, definitely subscribe so you can keep hearing us. Definitely. Josh, anything new that you want to talk about?
Not new, but I want to get some firsthand information before we went live. We were talking about the the Backblades, the Top Gun Backblades or back plows, and I'm curious to get some feedback on people that have used them for 2 to 3 seasons, because I think we all kind of agree that it seems like it's a cool concept, but it just seems like it's a waste of money. I mean, the theory I had behind it was, it's a 16-foot plow with a 10 to 12,000 pound truck pushing it, and I think the owner's reasoning is like, you get a loader for the fraction of the price, but you're comparing, maybe a 14,000 pound loader with a different force push to it versus like you're going in reverse with an F350 or F250.
Right.
I just don't see. I see how maybe like Scott, where you are, it might help guys, and maybe like your snowfall rate might be like 20 inches a year versus like these guys out in Minnesota. I don't know.
Right. We've only had 25 inches in 3 years. So, I mean,
it'd be cool to get some feedback from someone that's used it for like 2 or 3 seasons.
Right. And I would like to see the feedback on somebody, like you said, for 2 to 3 years, but in an area that's constantly getting snow.
Yeah.
To kind of see if it's, not somebody like, me that's getting, maybe 2 inches at a time, but somebody that's getting, constantly like 3-4 inches, and see how it does, especially with bigger parking lots. I'd like
you know what I'm thinking now that we're talking about it? I think his name's Gareth from G&M.
Yeah,
I
he
think
just
they're
bought
like
one, I think.
they're like Minneapolis or something.
Yeah.
He has them, and I interviewed him on like an E&B podcast like years ago, and I feel like he gives some straight answers on that.
Yeah,
I don't think he bullshit.
Yeah, I'll have to shoot it up to him.
Hey Scott, you know what I was looking at recently was Mulchmate came up with a smaller version to put in the back of your pickup truck.
Yes.
And I'd like to know people's thoughts on that.
We talked to him at Equip this year about it. They did some upgrades to their what they're called truck mates. That actually, it's kind of like a conveyor that goes on the back of your truck. And he kind of made sides that go up the side to kind of make it more where instead of like 2 yards in a pickup, you can put 3 yards in a pickup. And then it's got the tarp that, the tarp brings it forward for you and onto the conveyor. And it's pretty much the same conveyor system as the big boxes that go on the back of the trucks, the mulch mates on the back of the dump trailer. So literally price wise, I think he said he dropped the price a little bit on them because some things were made the same way as all the rest of the stuff. But I think it's a good plus to have if you're, you don't have a dump trailer, or you don't want to have to do the shoveling and got smaller jobs. I think it'd be definitely a plus on that. Because I know he also added on, I think he added on that truck mate to be able to put into a dump bed truck too. So if you wanted it to be on your dump truck, you can, have it on the back of the dump truck to where it'll be automatically easy to go off either side. So
yeah, I was interested.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah, I think Josh will get one next. So he likes that. You do like 400 yards a day.
I don't look.
You're a good candidate.
No, I'm not.
I sent him to call you. I told him to call you because you're a good candidate for it.
If I'm doing large quantities, I'm using a machine. Like,
right.
Again, cool concept. I just think the money would be better spent somewhere else. And then like I also look at like the bark blower is kind of like far superior.
Right.
No way, man. He wants $9,000 for one of those.
For the pickup truck? The pickup truck one?
Yeah.
Well, bro, that's the going cost of everything now, dude. A Salta is like fucking $10,000, like a 3-yard Salta. That's just like normal equipment. You got to think if you're trying to get professional equipment, there's nothing really there's nothing large that's under 10 grand that you're going to get.
Look at V plows. V plows are up there like almost 10 grand. Mowers are now. There was somebody that posted the other day. One of the new mowers was $27,000 for a new sit down mower from a company.
It's just the cost, but guys refuse to go up in their prices or don't understand how to. It's fucking nuts.
Right. Yeah, I just think the prices, like you said, the prices are going way up on stuff, you know, and what are you going to do at that point? You know,
Dude, the mini loaders themselves. You could have got into a mini loader for pre-COVID 2019. $79,000. That same, 908 or so was like 135,000 right now.
yeah.
I don't know, man, because the way I look at it is if you're investing in a truck, mate, and you're doing that much volume of work,
Bark blower.
you're gonna be using you should be getting a bigger truck.
Well, like I said, on a truck mate, you can use it for a pickup. So you're currently going to get about 3 yards in a pickup at the most.
But why would you do? But that's too much for a pickup.
Right.
3 yards is too much. They're not meant for that. You know what I mean? You're gonna kill your fucking truck. Plus, what's the weight on the attachment?
Right. Yeah.
You're talking what, 6,000 pounds of mulch first, and then maybe another 8 to 1,000 pounds on that. Like you even with the airbags or timberings, you're gonna wear out your fucking truck. So I think JC's right. At that point, you start looking at a 550 dump,
right?
And then you would go to the other one. But again, I think you get a 550 dump, you can rent a bark blower for like $300 a day and probably do, you put some boards on a 550, you can fit 7 yards in there, and then you get a 5 to 10 yard hopper on a bark blower. You're doing 15, 20 yards in one shot.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's more of a luxury than something that's a necessity.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Everything's a luxury. We're all luxuries. Yeah. Even hot dogs are luxuries.
Organic ones are.
So, yes. All right. So this was a great show, guys. I want to thank you guys for being on. Thank you guys for listening to us, watching us. If you ain't watching us or listening to us, definitely go and listen to us. We are on everywhere you can listen to us. You can watch us again here at Landscapes by Acme, YouTube. You can also go ahead and listen to us on Boots on Ground Radio every Thursday at noon. I want to thank our sponsors, our great sponsors that Josh and JC love. They are Cujo Footwear, and then there's also ProPartsDirect.com. And thank you guys for having us and sponsoring us. And we'll listen to you guys later next week. So see you all later. Later, guys.
Later.